Hey everyone, welcome to my 2021 desk setup featuring the M1 Mac Mini. My existing desk setup was working with two computers, the 2015 MacBook Pro with the two monitor setup and a 2017 27-inch iMac. Both the setups worked really well, but I was looking to upgrade. The M1 Max had just come out and I figured I'd dive in. So I sold everything. Sold the iMac, sold the MacBook Pro, sold the monitors that I had with them, and decided to go bare bones, start over, redo the office. So first things first, gotta clean the desk, get everything off, let's start fresh. I went ham on Amazon. With all the money I earned from selling my existing setup, I had enough to basically buy everything and still had a few dollars left over. With a clean desk, first thing I did was set up some LED lights. These LED lights are from Singlet. All the cool YouTubers out there have cool desk setups with some LED lights, and with the smart setup, I made a little bit of an adjustment and added some motion sensors so the lights would come on when I come into the office. But first things first, let's set up the Singlet lights. These lights come in a multitude of color combinations, usually accessible through any smart home app. This can be used through Samsung SmartThings, Amazon Alexa, Google Home. So I use Samsung SmartThings, and the connection setup is really easy. Obviously, that's a Wi-Fi connection, and you set up the lights, and you're able to adjust just about everything from color to brightness to even integrating smart home functions, motion sensors, if-then statements to trigger the lights, through any other command. I have both Samsung SmartThings as well as Google Home, since some devices don't integrate across both. So I'm using here, as you can see, Google Home, and really awesome selection of colors you have. So I have a motion sensor purchased off of Amazon, and I'll link everything in the description down below. But I'm trying to create an automation here through Samsung SmartThings, through a Wink motion sensor, so that when I come into the office, the lights will turn on. And that's an automation with the smart home setup that's really cool, especially with these LED lights and some of the other bulbs that I'm going to show you later. So I've got the automation set up. When I walk in the room where the sensor's triggered, I've picked the light that it will be selecting. I'm deleting the name of the default for the automation, and I'm going to name it Office Turn On. And when I walk in the office, or when the sensor's triggered, we should see the lights turn on. Boom. So the usual setup that you'll see a lot of YouTubers do is having the light strip on the back of the desk to kind of light the desk and the wall behind it. So that's what I'm doing as well. The adhesive that's on the back of the light strip is pretty strong, so there's not much that you have to do in addition to it. So I'm just using whatever comes out of the package, ripping off the protective cover on it and sticking it on the desk. Next thing we'll replace is going to be my standing lamp with some LED smart bulbs. Nothing fancy about this lamp. As you can see, it's a Target Room Essentials. I think this light or this lamp, standing lamp's literally $10. Again, I'll drop a link to it below. I'll be throwing in the Treat Life Smart Bulb 4-pack. Again, these are going to be usable with Google Home, Amazon Alexa, as well as Samsung SmartThings. Next up is going to be an articulating mic stand. I just got this one off of Amazon. This is what I'll be using with the Blue Yeti USB mic. The setup for this is super easy. Basically, you're going to have the desk mount, and then you're going to basically just plug in the articulating arm from the base there, tighten it, and off you go. There is a 1/4-inch screw adapter that's going to be plugged into the bottom of the Blue Yeti mic, so it can be mounted to the tip of the articulating stand. The articulating stand or arm comes with a pop filter and also an iPhone or iPad holder. So in case you're doing a podcast or something like that, or written commercial and you need to be able to see what you're reading, it's awesome. All right, next thing we're going to be doing is setting up the monitor. So first things first, the monitor stand. What's kind of cool about this monitor stand is it actually comes with a USB plug-in port, a female USB-A, so you can charge things. So get the base plate on, which will kind of cover where the USB-A port is going to sit, and that's going to get mounted right to the desk. What's cool is that the mount is going to come with some cable management. Mount is really sturdy. It's going to be able to handle anywhere from 6 pounds all the way up to 26 pounds, and the monitor size up to 35 inches. Comes obviously with a VESA mount. The second star of the show, 34-inch QLED curved Thunderbolt monitor. I wish I could say I got this off of Amazon. I actually got this off of OfferUp, still sealed. Screaming deal. There's our VESA bracket. Comes with the usual, it's an HDMI cable and Thunderbolt 3 cable. Monitor thankfully is not that heavy, which is really nice to be able to move this monitor around, not have to worry about dropping it or breaking or the mount not being strong enough to hold it up. So built into the neck of the stand is where the actual screws are for the VESA mount. So go ahead, unscrew those, so we can get the bracket on, and then we can connect it to our VESA bracket on the stand. So the top of the mount, those two little U hooks at the top of the bracket. So what I did is I just put 2 screws in at the top of the back of the VESA mount connected to the monitor, and just use those 2 as my guides to get them connected onto the VESA bracket on the stand. After we got everything lined up, go ahead and throw in those last 2 base screws, tighten all 4 of them, we're good to go. I really like this stand. The articulating stand is really strong enough to handle the monitor. Bunch of different angles you can point the stand at, it's awesome. Big charging brick to power the monitor. Since it is Thunderbolt, you're gonna need external power. Monitor itself is not going to come with a camera, so had to buy one separate. Got this on Amazon. It's a 1080p USB camera. Also picked up a mini sound bar off of Amazon. This one was decently priced. Sound quality is really good. It's not the best ever, but it's good. Now I'll go ahead and throw all the cables in that little cable management portion of the monitor stand. Now that we're officially mounted, let's get some of this plastic off. I had an old office chair that I had gotten from my day job. Decided to upgrade that one as well. I've had that chair for a long time. So again, Amazon to the rescue. Came up with found a good chair. Yeah, this one was recently priced as well. I mean, chairs can go anywhere from roughly about $100 all the way up to thousands of dollars for all good office chairs. So I wouldn't say in between, somewhat on the lower price range. It serves its purpose well. And now for the star of the show, M1 Mac Mini. I went with what is probably considered to be the base model of the M1 Mac Mini, 256 gigs storage, 8 gigs of RAM. All the reviews, I mean, there are a good billion of reviews that you can find on YouTube talking about tech specs and whatnot. I'm not going to go into that on this video, but we all know, having watched a bunch of these videos now, the M1 chip changes the game. I mean, the amount of work that you can do and workload that you can pump through, whether it be the MacBook Pros, the MacBook Air, or this M1 Mac Mini, it's unbelievable. The unboxing experience is pretty simple. M1 Mac Mini, power cable, instructions and stickers, and that's it. For those of you that are fans of ASMR, And once more for those in the back. And a topic of much discussion is going to be the I/O ports in the back. Only 2 Thunderbolt 4s, 1 HDMI, 2 USB-As, Ethernet, power plug-in. That's it. M1 Mac Mini versions in the past came with 4 USB-Cs, 2 of which would be Thunderbolt, and the HDMI ports, and also 2 more USB-As. Not this time around. Maybe we'll see it in the future. Gotta throw down my World Globe desk mat. I'll throw a link to this one down in the description as well. Love this desk mat. Alright, got cables plugged in, Thunderbolt cables plugged in. Again, not a lot of I/O on this, so I gotta come up with a game plan. Bluetooth mouse, Bluetooth keyboard, Logitech MX Master mouse, and Apple's Magic Trackpad. I did find during installation and setup of the M1 Mac, I couldn't use my MX Master Logitech mouse. I had to use the Magic Trackpad during setup. Setup as you'd imagine for a Mac of any sort, pretty quick and easy. The last thing I had to deal with was going to be cable management. It is a mess under the desk. A lot less cables now with working with Thunderbolt, but still we got some stuff to deal. Don't have any of the cable management trays. Didn't really want to use those. Just decided to use some twist ties. And the final product.